What's up everyone, welcome back to Switchcraft. It's a great day to be a gamer and welcome to my review of Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu after 60 hours of gameplay. I got this game on release day, and I got this game on release day, and this game on release day. I couldn't resist today's version of a midnight release, and I bought the game digitally, pulled an all-nighter, played for 8 hours, and then did a first impressions video day one. As you know, I'm definitely not one of those big channels that get download codes sent to them weeks in advance in order to rush through a game and then pump out a 4-minute review using stock footage. Nope, I get my games on release day, and I do my best to savor every minute of them. I play them how people buying them actually play them. So, with all the Switches Nintendo plans to sell this year, especially during the holiday season, I figured I would organize my thoughts for what is set to become the best-selling game on the console for those of you who might pick it up later this year. I'm going to start by putting out there that you gotta ignore all the haters and the fake news that this is some bastardized, watered-down version of Pokemon that's crazy easy and only meant to take advantage of all of the mindless zombies who play that skeleton of a game known as Pokemon Go. It's not. This game is a callback to the very foundation of Pokemon, back to Blue, Red, and Yellow versions for the Game Boy. It's a remaster, or a remake, or whatever you want to call a game redone over 20 years later on something like the great-great-grandson of console, and 8 generations later. Anyways, after already pouring more than 60 hours into this game, and literally hundreds into its predecessors, I can tell you this game strikes the perfect balance between old and new. Everything is right where you remember it, except it looks way better than you remember it. Everything sounds like you remember it, except it sounds better than you remember it. Again, it comes down to balance. Balance between modern graphics, performance, and convenience with what made these games so legendary in the first place. The first one you notice is the graphics. Having only ever been on Game Boys and DS's in the past, Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu are easily, far and away, the best looking Pokemon games ever. The world is colorful, beautiful in fact, and makes some changes versus the originals. That really make it feel alive. The most obvious is that you see all Pokemon roaming around the world. No more secret random encounters. While I was skeptical at first, thinking I was a purist, I love this now. Walking around is so much less frustrating knowing that you have precise control over whether or not you'll fight any wild pocket monsters. Also, if there's a particular Pokemon you're looking for, it's so much simpler to wait until they appear on your map instead of going out into battle after battle. And that Pokemon you're looking for, well, it'll only be to catch. That's your only option. There's no more battling to grind through the game and level up your party. You battle trainers, sure, but to level up, you'll be catching hundreds, maybe thousands of Pokemon. You heard me right. The main way you'll get experience in this game is to catch as many Pokemon as possible. If you want to be efficient about it, you'll try increasing your combo bonus by catching the same Pokemon multiple times in a row, catching them on your first throw using that Pokemon Go collapsing circle mechanic, or get an excellent throw, amongst others. This turns what could be a kind of boring task of catching dozens of the same Pokemon into a pretty suspenseful test of skill. I'm definitely not sick of it, and I'm not perfect at it yet either. One reason I'm not sick of it yet is at least in part to the kick into the nostalgia gland this game delivers with its music. It's every song you know in the original 4-bit Blue, Red, and Yellow, except played with a full orchestra and played beautifully. This is absolutely a soundtrack I'd listen to on a long drive. But more than that, you also have different ways to play. You have the option of playing with a single Joy-Con detached, with the optional Pokeball Plus, or in handheld mode. And when it comes to which gives you the most precise control, it's definitely handheld mode. The whole motion of throwing a detached Joy-Con isn't nearly as precise, and thank goodness for that. I mean, yeah, I bought the Pokeball Pluses, but I heard he looked goofy enough playing Pokemon on the train to and from work every day. Imagine I was swinging my arm back and forth trying to catch a ball. Oh boy, watch out ladies. But seriously though, handheld mode is the way to go. One thing I am kind of miffed by though is that there's no Pro Controller support. That's right, this game doesn't support the Pro Controller. 80 bucks and we can't use it. I mean, this would be very simple for Nintendo to just maybe release a patch. I mean, this thing does have gyro controls just like handheld mode, and it does have HD rumble. So come on, Nintendo, release an update and let us play with our $80 controller. Thank you. Next, it wouldn't be a review if I didn't talk about the story, and to avoid any spoilers for those of you who haven't played this or the originals, I'll say they don't change much at all, with only a couple of exceptions. And in my opinion, those exceptions are for the better. For example, that whole thing with finding Team Rocket's hideout in Celadon City is much more straightforward in this game, as is finding Surf and Strength. I'm not saying they hold your hand, they just remove some of the less intuitive parts that ultimately make the design of the game objectively better. Where these games really deviate from the originals is how much there is to do post-game, or post-beating the Elite Four. Playing through the game at a normal clip, leveling up responsibly, and exploring while kicking over some rocks along the way, you'll still have quite the challenge finishing the main quest. After that, however, the difficulty spikes again. No matter how strong you think you are, it's probably not strong enough. You'll have hours and hours of tasks to accomplish, and what I love about it, without spoiling anything, is that this game does it in a way that gets you out of your comfort zone. Those 6 Pokemon that you raised in the 90s, fell in love with, and then resurrected in this version, just aren't going to cut it. And I don't just mean you're going to face some arbitrarily stronger trainer and travel to new places like in Gold and Silver post-game. That's all I'm going to say about it. You want to know more? You're going to have to get the game and invest 25 to 30 hours it takes to make it through and see what's next. That's right. You heard me correctly, 25 to 30 hours just to make it to the post-game. So kiss any notion of this being an overly easy or nerfed game goodbye. That's perhaps the biggest pre-release myth busted. Now granted, the first couple of hours you spend as much time after the battles or catching, watching your Pokemon level up, as you actually do battling or catching. Let me explain. This is because catching a Pokemon or defeating one in battle grants everyone in your party an equal amount of experience. This may seem a little nerfed at first, but trust me, the difficulty ramps up progressively and steadily to the point where you're going to have to make sure you invest some time grinding if you want to have a hope in hell of even making it to the post-game. I'm so thankful for this, and for a couple of reasons. Firstly, because I think that it'll go a long way to ensure this game is looked back upon fondly in the future, and a little more selfishly, it kind of proves I was right in a video I made just before release begging fellow YouTuber Dreamcast guy to give this game a shot. I'll link to that in the description. We've yet to have a response. With all that being said, this game is absolutely worth your money. You don't have to go nuts and buy 2 special editions and a digital copy like I did, but you'll be able to enjoy it, and you won't be able to help but smile whether you've played the original or not. But that's just my view of it. What's yours? Have you played it and liked it or hate it? Or has this video changed your mind if you're someone who's considering picking it up for the holidays? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. It's a great day to be a gamer. Switchcraft out.